Morning, everybody. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So I just recorded one yesterday. Felt like coming out here going for another walk again throughout my neighborhood. I'm going through a different part of the neighborhood on the other side of the road instead of the one I went to yesterday. And today we're going to keep talking about finances. Just a little overview of what I do, other than invest a small amount of money into the stock market. My first video I mentioned that I put a little bit into emergency fund, and a little bit into another part of savings that I could possibly invest into the stock market later on. But what I didn't mention is another part of my extra income that I have. I also put it into a high yield savings account, and that's the main topic about today: high yield savings accounts. They are a lot different than just your regular bank account savings. Bank account savings will, I think, my bank gives me about 1 cent or 2 cents per $1,000. So pretty much nothing. I don't know what percentage that is. What is it? 1%? Less than 1%? 0.0001, something like that. So the high yield savings accounts, right now, I have mine through Apple, and I think Apple is paying out 3.7%, and they pay it out monthly. So it's a lot better than just your regular bank account savings. A lot of the companies that offer high yield savings accounts at a higher interest rate, like SoFi, even Robinhood right now. Robinhood, the investing company, if you have uninvested money in your account, they pay you out, I believe, at 4.5 for the first 90 days or 60 days, and then after that I believe it goes down to 4%, which is not bad. You know, a couple years ago it was higher. A couple of years ago, even my Apple high yield savings account was paying out 4.5%, and companies like SoFi or I think TD even was paying out closer to 5. So it's definitely changed, and it's changed mostly because of the interest rates that's changed with the federal government. So, but at the end of the day, these high yield savings accounts are still a lot better place to hold your money than a regular savings account. Now, which one do I suggest, or which one do I think is the best? To that, it just really depends on how easy it is to access it, or how willing you are to switch from one account to the next. I use Apple because they make it very convenient with your phone, and along with that, if you have the Apple credit card, which you need the Apple credit card to open up the high yield savings account. If you have the Apple credit card, you can open up your high yield savings account, and it'll pay you out at that 3.7% rate. So a little bit of traffic coming in right now. So this is the bigger street. Across the street somewhere over there. I see it crosses the light, but it's okay. Yeah, so that's why I use the Apple card, the Apple high yield savings account. Obviously, a lot of people don't like having credit cards. a lot of people do have credit cards these days, but if you don't necessarily like it, then the Apple one is probably not for you. I would probably go with something more along the lines of a SoFi account. Just be aware that SoFi doesn't have a direct bank. It's all, I believe, online, and they do have certain requirements. I think a minimal deposit requirement, or you have to, I believe last time I looked at it, you have to, for you to get the highest savings rate through them, you have to, I think, pay bills through that account. I think up to 5 bills through that account, something along those lines. So I usually, even though it does pay a little bit more than the Apple, I think it's at like 4% right now, the SoFi one. Like I said, the Apple one's just very convenient for me, very easy to use, and it doesn't take too long to, whatever I have in the savings account, it doesn't take too long to transfer over to my regular bank, just in case I need it. And to me, that's a very positive thing. Some banks take 3 to 5 business days to do it. Apple says it takes along the same lines, but whenever I've transferred over something, if it's on a Tuesday or a Wednesday, it doesn't take too long to come through with my bank account. But the overall importance of a high yield savings account over a regular bank checking or savings, I think, is very important. If you care about getting that extra interest rate. At 3.7, I believe the Apple one pays me almost $4, 3 something per thousand. I think it's obviously 3.7, but so what, $3.07 per $1,000, so close to $4 per thousand. I'm not saying you're gonna get rich off of it, but as far as where to keep your money, it makes a whole lot more sense to keep it in a high yield savings account than it does to keep it at a bank account, which, like I said, already gives you about 1 penny per $1,000 compared to almost $4 per $1,000. Turn back around here. It's about 8 in the morning here. There's already people out here. There's a man, you're gonna see him pass by, he's jogging. Some people are walking. Their dogs are already here in the morning. It's Saturday. So obviously people aren't working. Morning. Man getting his workout in this morning. Smart thing to do. I haven't ran in a few weeks. I usually go run, it's like 3 or 4 times a week, and then so that's a little bit of weights here and there on those same days. But I haven't worked out. I've just been slacking. I don't want to say unmotivated. I took a break a week, and last week my wife and I went to New York, so took a few days off, took a little vacation this year. That was our vacation this year. Take a few days, 4 days, and go to New York. We've never been, so we wanted to go check out the city, and it's a beautiful city, but it's definitely not for everybody. Very fast paced, a lot of walking, a lot of sightseeing, but I think just the life over there is very fast paced, and compared to our life here, compared to how we are used to living life here, where we drive everywhere, you can't really walk places here in Fresno or in the Central Valley. Everything's very far apart. As far as walking goes, you can definitely drive everywhere. Everything's kind of nearby, but you can't walk to the grocery store. You can't walk to the liquor store. it's a little bit of a walk. As opposed to New York, I mean, you have a bank, and then you have the apartment complex. Some apartments right above them. You got the liquor store in the corner, same block. The block is maybe 20-30 yards long. So different lifestyle. Not for everybody, but we enjoyed our time there. We would definitely go back. Just not anytime soon. Anyways, getting back to the savings account topic. So if you haven't opened one yet, I would definitely suggest opening a high yield savings account. Do a little bit of research on, obviously just Google it, see what companies offer the best rates, and see what is the most convenient for you. I would also suggest looking into savings accounts such as CDs. I'm blanking on what CD stands for. I always know, but I'm blanking on it right now. But CDs are very similar to high yield savings accounts, except they lock in your money for a certain amount of time, and depending on the amount of time you pick, that's the rate they offer. I think maybe they offer a lower rate the longer you have it in, and then a higher rate the shorter time you have it in. But I think that's one of the things that depends on the company as well. So that's another area to save your money that I suggest doing. Also very convenient if you don't need your money. If you don't need your money anytime soon, definitely a good way to just set it and forget it. Because with the high yield savings accounts, it can become very easy to just pull your money out and use it, and then either waste it or just have it in your bank account. So, but with the CDs, you're locked into that time frame, to that rate. So it makes it very unlikely that once you open it up and set your money in there, that you'll pull it out for no reason, or to pull it out at all. So definitely suggest also looking into that one. Now, I did mention Robinhood earlier in this video, and they actually offer very good rate right now for unused investment money in the accounts. It has to be in the account, obviously. And I believe it's called in your buying power. Once you deposit money into Robinhood, it goes directly to a little portion on there that says buying power. So that means your money's ready to use and invest right away. But if you don't invest it and you leave it in there, I believe like I said, they're paying 4.5 within the first 60 or 90 days, and then 4% the rest of the time. You do need Robinhood Gold, and that charges you, I believe, $5 a month. But with that, you also get investment news on companies, strategies. It lets you view companies' information and maybe helps you decide on whether to invest in that company or not. And it's a lot more encompassing than just your regular Robinhood account without gold. So I have Robinhood as well. I don't have gold. Like I said, I just keep my money in my Apple savings. But I'm definitely thinking about opening it up, because that once you open a Robinhood Gold, it also comes now with a credit card. Most credit cards offer you 2 to 3% on certain things, certain items. You know, maybe like the Apple credit card offers you, I believe, 3% cash back at Nike, obviously on Apple products, 2% back on restaurants, and then 1% back on everything else. Well, it looks like the Robinhood Gold, and don't quote me on this, but I believe it's what I read on their website, that it pays you 3% on everything. Every item you buy with their credit card, you get 3% back on, which is not a bad deal. So like I said, if you're not a credit card person, that's fine. They're not for everybody, especially if you don't know how to use them. By that I mean, if you're carrying a balance month after month, you're probably not a credit card person, especially if you're carrying a high balance. So if you're that kind of person, definitely I don't suggest it for you. But if you're a credit card person that uses it for points or miles or cash back, then yes, Robinhood credit card is, I definitely suggest it. Like I said, I'm planning on opening it up soon. Another one I opened, I actually bought this gimbal with yesterday. I think I mentioned yesterday in my video, was the Amazon credit card. It looks like it pays back 5% on certain items, and I think 3% on a lot of stuff. But I think most of the stuff that you buy on with the Amazon credit card, they pay up to 5% back. So definitely a great great credit card to look into. But yeah, that's all I want to talk to you guys about today. That's all I wanted to mention today. Just the high yield savings accounts. Obviously I threw a couple credit card information in there, so but I just think it's important. Yesterday on my first video I did, I mentioned, you know, Trump's bill and possibly saving money on federal tax for overtime and tips. So, you know, if for a lot of people that's going to represent a good amount of money extra in their pocket, whether that be a couple $100s or less or even more. That's still money that you weren't counting on before. That's still money that you didn't have before. So if you are able to get it, why not figure out ways to either invest it or be smart with it? Just like I mentioned yesterday, be smart with your money. So I believe that's it. I don't want to ramble too much. I kind of want to make sure I put out some decent information without rambling too much. So I think that'll be it for today, guys. Next video I put out, I'll try to put it out the next couple days as well. Actually, I'm going to be trying to putting out videos consistently. So next video I put out, we'll touch on a different topic, and we'll go from there. All right, guys, thank you.